Welcome in, everyone. Today is the last day at the beach. It has been a wonderful weekend. The wedding that I attended yesterday was so beautiful. It was intimate. It was on the beach. It was a beautiful day, and it was perfect. It really was. Had a great time, and I was just down under one of those umbrellas down there a little for most of the morning, all morning, and a good part of this afternoon. The winds are really strong and it started to get a little chilly, but look how close the tide is coming in. And the people that rent the chairs, which are right down here, they came up to us around 1 o'clock and said, we could move our chairs back. The tide would be coming in stronger around 4. So I lost track of time thinking, well, it must be around 3 o'clock. And when I looked and saw it was just 1, I was shocked and surprised at how close the tides were coming in. I definitely can see the difference in this beach in terms of the water taking over due to all of the weather conditions that Florida and all parts of the country has been having, especially this past winter. But you can see how the wet sand is very prevalent. And this is a very interesting beach because cars are on the beach. They're able to drive on the beach. People can ride their bikes, scooters, motorcycles. I even saw an ice cream truck coming down this beach, which was very interesting. And, it's not as quiet and secluded as I typically like, but it was still a great place to step off for a little while. And I hope you're enjoying this view because look how beautiful the water is. I hope you can hear the waves just as well as I can. And as you're coming in, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I was trying to go horizontal, but for some reason going live on YouTube for me now, I can only go vertical. In case you're watching on your television, I know quite a few viewers enjoy watching it on their television, and I always know that going horizontal is better that way, but we'll take it how we get it. So vicariously through me, you are also at the beach. I didn't go live when I was down on the sand because I know that sometimes wow, that looks like a prehistoric bird. It's so big. I know that sometimes the internet, the Wi-Fi doesn't work well down at the beach, so that's why I always wait till I come back up to my room. But I do have a really good pre-recorded ASMR, hearing the sounds of the waves. I did one the other day and I did one yesterday. It just takes so long for those to load up. Some more of those birds. They look like baby dinosaurs. Wow. Look. Goodness. Their wingspan is huge. It's another one. Well, no, this is not one of those. It's a blackbird. Wow. But yeah, it was in the 80s today. It was around the 80s yesterday as well. So it is hear the wind as well. Let me know in the chat if you can hear the wind too. And also let me know, have you seen vehicles driving, just parked and driving on the beach ever? There's a group of people right there. I don't know if they have to pay to come on, but there is an entrance for the vehicles. The water is cold, but it doesn't take long to get used to it. I typically like warmer waters, which is why I love Destin, Florida. Good afternoon, BMW King. Thanks for coming into the live and dropping down in the chat. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the sights of the beach. And this sand is really hard packed, it's compacted, so it's very easy to walk on, probably drive and ride your bicycle on because it is so hard. And I'm guessing just over time it got like that. There's some soft sand closer to the hotels, but it's mostly really hard and compacted. All shades of green. Hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday and had a great weekend. First weekend of April 2025. I'm really surprised that the sand is able to stay relatively light and not get too dark, because I can only imagine that, you know, some cars may leak oil or other fluids. And I see over 50 and Fantabulous is here. Yes, it is so beautiful. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Try and catch the beauty when you can get it. I also want to thank you, 50 and Fantabulous, Sister Lynn, Grandma Lynn. Thank you for coming into my live the other day. I believe, was it yesterday? These days are going by slow and fast at the same time. But thank you for coming into the live and, you know, really being interactive and dropping my playlist. I appreciate that support. It's always great to see you. The wedding was so beautiful yesterday, and I just love, you know. I'm very familiar familiar with both the bride and groom. I grew up with both of them, and I just love their story, their love story, and how they just really found each other in a more romantic way in our later years. You know, her and I are both 55. He's 4 years older than us, and they grew up right across the street from each other, never even considered dating. He was good friends with her brothers. She was good friends with his sister, and they just never considered one another. Both went through life, children, marriage. They are both widows. And here, you know, in our later days, our latter days, they found each other and wanted to call each other Mr. and Mrs. And they were surrounded by family and friends yesterday and love. I really enjoyed it. Caught up with some people I hadn't seen in 35, 40 years. I was sitting next to his sister, and you know, of course, I grew up with her too. And you know, she looks phenomenal, fantastic. And as we're sitting there, I looked at her and I said, "Are you Kim?" And she said, "Yes, Sherry." You know, it was just a wonderful day. And I am so honored to have been part of it and was able to attend to see them say I do. And last night around the fire pit, we had great conversations about relationships and love, and you know, how you have to be mindful. And sometimes you have to point the finger at yourself. You know, if things aren't going right, if you're finding that you're always meeting the same type of people with the same type of results, you have to realize you may be that common denominator. And at that point, you have to figure out, what can you do to make different choices? What can you do with yourself so that you can attract better choices? And I see Butter Roll Boutique is in the building. Hello. Thank you. I love it too. It is so beautiful. That's why I was going to turn the camera on me, but listen, y'all can see me anytime. Let's see this together, this beauty. It's great to see you. I know sometimes, you know, when you have a team, when you work with a team, on a team, have a team supporting what you're doing, and sometimes, you know, people may perform in a way that you would prefer them not to. But after a while, especially after you course correct, you redirect, you train up, skill up, reskill them so that they can do better, and maybe they are still performing the same way, at some point you have to say, wait a minute, hold on, it's me. What can I do better? Because every method doesn't work for every type of person. So you really have to be flexible. You have to be willing to learn new strategies and implement them. You know, because we always expect the other people to change, but sometimes that change has to come from us. And when you take accountability, things typically will fare better for you. Accountability is key. Look at all of these cars up and down this beach. And it's very peaceful. There's no one directing the traffic. I don't see any police officers, not even on bicycles, not even walking or anything like that. It's as if everyone received the same memo, and they are just here to enjoy this beautiful beach, to enjoy this beautiful scenery, and this beautiful day that God has made. And that's a wonderful thing. It's all different types of people here, young couples, young families, older people, singles, children. It's wonderful. All cultures, races. We have a lot in common. We all want to enjoy our day. We all want to enjoy our life. We all want to enjoy our family, our friends. We all want to have a peaceful life. We all want to be safe. We all want love. We all want comfort. We all want joy. Took a really nice walk down the beach this morning, and I did film it. I recorded it. It's probably going to take a day or two for it to upload, but I do have another when I was sitting on the beach yesterday before the wedding, and it's just so much peace. And I hope that you all find the same type of energy, and it comes through. I'm hopeful that it's coming through the lens of my phone, because that's where I'm filming from, my phone. You know, it was really cool because all the beaches around here, you are able to drive on them. At the wedding yesterday, people were driving by and wishing the new couple congratulations. They were yelling it out of their vehicles, congratulations, and they all seemed genuinely happy. It was so cool. You don't see that everywhere. You know, if you're on the beach and you see a beach wedding, if it's not a beach like this with the vehicles, yes, you might go up to the bride and groom and wish them well and congratulations. But to be on the beach and seeing cars driving by on the beach, yelling from their cars, congratulations, was something different. And it was very special. Thank you, Phoenix Fireside. Welcome in. How are you? I appreciate that message. Yes, please, if you're not yet part of this team, I invite you now to hit the subscribe button and the bell for notification. If you're enjoying this scenery, this beautiful scenery that God has made, this amazing ocean, hearing these waves, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Share it also if you know someone else in your circle or those that are on your team and your tribe that enjoy the sounds of the ocean. I appreciate all of the support. And this channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. There's something on here for everyone. I am more than just one thing. I am more than just one niche, and I just roll it all up into one. And this right here, it gives me the bandwidth. It gives me the energy to do what I do on a daily basis in support of others so that they too can be in the career of their dreams, have the business that they've always hoped for, live a life that brings them pleasure and joy. Good afternoon, Monique Powell. How are you? Thanks for stopping by and dropping in the chat. I appreciate you. I hope you all are having a wonderful day and do something intentional. You know, I was able to finish my third book of the year, So now this fourth month of the year, I'm starting on my fourth book, and it's about women in leadership. I'm excited to dig into it. I've started it, and I've already found value in the information that is being shared. It's stories about women in different roles in leadership and how impactful they are. You know, there's a lot of people in leadership that just have the title, and for them that might be enough, you know, but a true leader is leaving a legacy. They're leaving a wake, you know, they're going by and they're leaving a wake of goodness, of resources, of support to others. And these women are dynamic and powerful, and it's just, I can't wait to get the nuggets from it, and I'll definitely share it as I go. Welcome in DT Hope 23 TV. Thank you for stopping by. I love the hands. Thank you, Monique. It is, and I'm glad that I'm able to share this view with you. We are in Florida. You're ready for a vacation, Monique? I am always. Sassy just walked into the building. Hello, my friend. How are you? The beach is a special place. It is probably my most favorite place, no matter what beach it is. This one was different with all the cars and such, but I'm glad I experienced it, you know? People told me about it, but I just couldn't envision it. And now I see, and it's not so bad, but I do prefer the more quieter beaches. It's not loud, it's just activity going on. You know, you hear people running by or on their scooters. Sometimes the cars driving by may have their music up very loud. But it's momentarily, it's not constant. It makes things interesting. It doesn't take away from the peace, the joy, and the energy that the ocean gives. You got excited, Sassy. You're like me. Listen, sometimes when I start a meeting or if I call someone, I just jump right into the conversation and get all excited. And then I rewind and be like, oh, wait, hello, how you doing? What's going on? Let me rewind. Is your favorite also, Monique? Thank you, DT Hope 23 TV. I appreciate the like. I do. And look at the different colors and the depths of the ocean. You know, it's lighter some places and it's darker. And the darker parts, that's not a shadow. That's just how it is. I don't know what that represents. I'm going to ask someone. Why are some areas of this ocean dark and some more light? Thank you, Monique. I am. And what I love about the beach, it doesn't take much to enjoy yourself. Sometimes it's just enjoying what you see is joy enough. It is a blessing just to be able to sit and look and watch. It is. meditating by the ocean and really just focusing on the sounds of the water, letting your mind get clear, not thinking about anything else but the sounds of the ocean. It really it helps you to refocus. It gives you more clarity. I find that when I'm able to clear my mind through meditation, I'm able to be more creative, more innovative. New ideas just come to me, and that's why it's important for me anyway to step off and come to the ocean periodically whenever I can. Twice in your life, Buttermilk Boutique? What beaches, where were you when you went to the beach twice? And was it the same beach? Growing up, we used to go to a place in New Jersey called Darlington Park. We would go on Sundays in the summer. And my family from New York, Long Island, Queens, they would come early in the morning. And we would always try and leave no later than 8 a.m. because we wanted to get the best spots, under the trees with the picnic tables, the wooden picnic tables, and pitch our tents and unpack and get ready for the entire day. And I absolutely loved it. My aunts, my cousins, my parents' dearest friends, we all would go. Carloads of us with cars filled with all types of food because we would be there from morning until the evening and have everything from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all snacks in between. Darlington is a man-made lake, but they have sand all around it, so it gives you that vibe of being at the beach. They also had a playground, tennis courts, basketball, and so everyone of all ages just enjoyed. We'd have our music, our lawn chairs, and we had the grill that was already there, but my parents would always bring their portable propane grill. And my mother would have the pots. We would have scrambled eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, fried apples, bread, ham, country ham for breakfast. We'd have hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, potato salad, macaroni salad, tossed salad for lunch. For dinner, barbecue chicken, fried chicken, green beans, just the works, all types of desserts, fruits, whatever we wanted. And as kids, we would just keep going back and forth. We'd always have to wait like an hour before we could go back and swim. But in the meantime, we would just run around and play. And it was a big grassy area too. Sometimes we would have those birdie tennis game. I forget what they call it. It's like a tennis racket, but it's smaller and it's birds. It's like a birdie that you would hit. It's much lighter than a tennis ball. Look at those birds. What kind of birds are those? And my parents always did a community garden nearby, so on the way home we would have to stop. That's part of our price of it, to pick the garden and weed the garden for that week. But it was a great time, wonderful memories with family. Yes, Buttermilk Boutique, it was a wonderful memory with our family. I loved it. Looked forward to it I want to say it felt like we went every Sunday in the summer, but I know we did maybe twice a month from the end of June through August. Okay, California Beach and Florida. And those are two different beaches, so you really got a good experience going to both of those. When we lived in California, I remember we went to, I want to say it was Long Beach, but I'm not sure which beach it was. And it was exciting being there. It was in the fall and it was during the week, and no one really was there but my husband and I, and it was really nice. I find that beaches all around, no matter what part of the country, they all have something special or something different. if you go to the beaches in South Carolina, Virginia, New Jersey, you know. I haven't been to the beaches in Delaware. I know there is a beach, or Maryland, but even in New York, I remember they used to have an event every summer at Jones Beach in New York, and college students would go. It would be so crowded. Oh my goodness. I mean, it would take us a couple of hours just to get inside of where the beach was, you know, to the area. Then you park. And I promise you, I've gone a couple of times to Jones Beach for that event, and I've never seen the water. I've never seen the water. I had not been able to, get down far enough to see the water because there was so many people on the beach. And, beaches up top, like in New York, especially Jones Beach, they don't have the hotels right there, at least the part that we were on. It's just, you park and you go to the beach. And so the sand is more massive, it's more expansive going out towards the water than this, because you can see there's hardly any sand between me and the water. But at Jones Beach, it felt like a mile that we would have to walk, and I never was able to get to the water. I would always see people that I knew, and they would stop to talk and bug out. Music would play, and we would stop and dance, and then you're hot and you're tired, and you're like, you know what, forget about the water. Let's go back to our spot, and then that's what we would do. But it was so much fun, and I would go with one of my dear friends, Nicole, and she had a Jeep Wrangler, and she would take, the top of the doors off, and that's how we would go. It was a vibe. It was so cool. I can't believe I've been to Jones Beach twice, and I've never seen the water. That's so wild. Just look at this bird. What kind of bird do you think that is? Was it Butterrow Boutique that you went to the beach? My favorite beach in Florida, my favorite beach in America is Destin, Florida, on the Emerald Coast in the Gulf. It is so beautiful. I was just there in November, and I loved it. It was off season, so there weren't a lot of people there. It was still warm enough. Up the water is coming. How green the water is over there. challenge. And shortly after being diagnosed, I went to the beach. And it was a struggle for me to walk down the beach. I mean, I definitely could not walk fast at all. I wasn't walking too fast today, just a nice pace. But I couldn't even walk a nice pace back then. I was feeling very drained and just not myself. And today I felt so good, and I know it's because I have been walking on a regular. And thanks to Sassy, you have some amazing challenges. That 6K every day for a week challenge, 5K every day for a week challenge. That really jumpstarts a person to do great things. And I end up always walking more than that number, and I'm sure you do too. But no matter what you are diagnosed with, don't lay down for it. Give yourself a fighting chance and continue to do the best you can. You may have to modify what you do, and that's what I had to do. You may have to ease back. You may not be able to do exactly what you used to do in terms of the types of things, but there are things you can still do, and you need to still do it. Keep your body moving. I always tell people I can walk far, I just can't walk fast. But now I'm feeling like I probably won't pick up my speed because it is at a good speed right now, but I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling out of breath. I'm not feeling exhausted. And that's because I decided to live. I decided to do what I can do. No excuses. And that's a great lesson and an example to be even for my children, letting them know in life you may come down with something, you may be diagnosed with something, but you don't let that stop you from living. You still try to live the best life that you can. You modify it. I know when I was caring for my mother, and with ALS, your body dies little by little. You start to not be able to walk anymore. You start to not be able to pick up anything, to use your hands, to use your voice. All of those things start to die. Unfortunately for my mom, also you're not able to breathe on your own, so she had to be on a ventilator. But you know what? With every stage of her life living with ALS, she still had a great quality of life. We just had to adjust it. And that's what you have to do. No matter what you get, you have to just adjust your life and still live the best quality life you can in the situation that you're in. Don't just lay down and give up. Even though she couldn't walk for over a year, almost 2 years, I still made sure her feet touched the ground every single day. I got her up out of the bed, made sure she was dressed, made sure her hair was done, and got her ready for whatever the day was going to bring. And, it required new techniques as she was getting weaker, but we did it every day. So no matter what you're going through, every day, move your body, do something, and it will pay off. You may not be able to reverse what you have, but listen, God works in mysterious ways, so you just never know. You really never know. And, just trust that if you keep doing the right thing, He's going to always do the right thing. Sometimes the right thing is for you to have whatever it is so that you can be that testimony. Maybe it was meant for you to slow down. Maybe you were going too fast. Thank you, Varsha. Thank you. I'll receive that. But each day, do something. I felt so good. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. I was not winded. It was wonderful. So thank you, Sassy. I am from America. Where are you from, Varsha? I am from New Jersey, the state of New Jersey in America. sun is shining down there. You're from India? Okay. I have quite a few viewers from India. I have dear friends that are from India too. There's a lot of very successful content creators from India here on YouTube. Are you a content creator? I appreciate all the thumbs up. I have 7 thumbs up. Thank you all. Thank you, Varsha. Are you a content creator also? I am so glad that we drove. Listen, I love to drive. I do. To see the different things that are going on in the states that you go through, the different types of stores they may have, gas stations, the prices of gas, and you know, just seeing the country. And a lot of people don't prefer to drive. And so when they find out I'm going somewhere and I'm driving, they're always like, "What? You're driving?" And you know what? There's a lot of things that people do that I may not do, but I would never think about it as something that's ridiculous or absurd. I would just be like, okay, that's what you do. But a lot of people will say, "What? You drive?" But listen, there was a couple that that flew in for the wedding, and their flight was leaving at 8 a.m. this morning, an hour away. So they had to get up extra early to get the Uber to take them to the airport. They get to the airport on time, and they don't even know why, but for whatever reason, the flight did not take off. It was delayed. So the flight that was supposed to leave at 8 a.m. is not leaving until 5:30 p.m. today. So they're still at the airport right now. And that's what I love about driving. You have the flexibility, you have more options, and you don't have to wait on anyone. You can bring things that you think you may need, but you may not need. You can buy new things if you want to, or it just gives you so many options. So I'm very happy with my choice of driving for sure. TWP Popcorn was popping. How are you today? Thank you for putting my buy me a coffee link in the chat. I love that you are on there. Not a lot of people know about it, so I appreciate that. I really need to do more on it for sure, because I know it is a valuable site. There's so many sites out here, y'all, so many platforms. I know, talking to the groom from the wedding yesterday, and I was telling him about my YouTube channel. I have to check his YouTube channel out too and give him a shout out, maybe even interview him, because he does some really deep stuff with hip hop and youth. And so he was telling me about the other platforms he's on, and I never heard of them. I'm like, what? Where am I? But you know what? You know why I rock with YouTube? Why I love YouTube so much? I love YouTube because you have the opportunity of truly creating evergreen content. And you might say, well, Coach Sherry, you can have evergreen content on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. If people go to your page, they can look through and click on older content that you've done from years ago. And that's true. But YouTube literally will recommend your content when you do a search on a topic, if your content involved that topic, if your content talked about that topic, you'll come up as a resource for that topic, no matter when you created that video. I don't see TikTok videos, I don't see Instagram reels being populated on a search like that. Even with AI, like a chat GPT or Perplexity, if you are looking something up or trying to do some research, YouTube videos will populate. And it's really interesting. And that's what I love. It's evergreen content. It will outlast you if need be. I have videos that I did 6-7 years ago, well before COVID, that I'm still getting views on right now. You know, when I look at my analytics and it shows you, you know, what were some of your top videos or your top viewed videos over the past 7 days, 28 days, 90 days. And when I look and I see, wow, that video is still rocking, that's awesome. It really is. And I don't know about you, but I'll get recommended channels and, you know, I'm looking at it and it's relevant still, the information, and I'll go and look up the description and, you know, go back and see like, well, who is this content creator? And when I do that and see, what, this video was made 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 2 years ago, and I'm watching this and I'm enjoying it. You know, and that's one thing with the others, like a Instagram or a TikTok. If you don't catch it while it's hot, you're not going to see it. You might miss it. So I appreciate YouTube for keeping everyone relevant, no matter when it is. That's really dope. You have to admit, that's awesome. But yes, Buy Me a Coffee is a great platform as well. It is a platform where you can add your content, you can add posts, you know, and connect with people there. People can buy you coffee. I've been drinking some really fantastic coffees here lately. You know, really interesting flavors, and it's been wonderful. Going to kind of like boutique-ish cafes that are they're not franchised, and really supporting small business. It has been really good. TWP Popcorn, I hope you had a great weekend. I'm going to have to go over to your channel and check you out. I usually catch you on a Saturday, on your Saturdays, and I enjoy your information that you share. I do. I met someone yesterday at the wedding who is a distributor and grower, and she also, you know, makes edibles, which I found to be very interesting. You know, I don't partake, but I listen. She's doing well with her business. She's based out of New Jersey, where it is legal, and doing very well, especially for those that, you know, use for medicinal purposes. And I'm sure I said that word wrong. It's not municipal. It's medicinal purposes. Rudy, thank you for the time check. 2:39 p.m. where you are. It's 3:40. Remember, I'm an hour ahead of you. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today. And Varsha, if you're still here, what time is it in India? You said it's nighttime. What's the hour? I love my international supporters, the ones that are on my team. I have them from India, South Korea, Great Britain. I really appreciate you all. popular spring break spot. And I was like, you getting married the first weekend in April. Is that spring break? I know some schools start theirs earlier, later, whatever. And the bride told me no, she checked that out too. This was not spring break week, which I'm so glad, so happy about. That's the last thing you want on, a quick vacation is to be caught up in a big crowd. At least when you're seasoned, when you're of a certain age. When you're younger, I know you don't mind. One of my daughters is on a cruise right now, and I know it's completely crowded. But when you're older, you just want to, you know what? You're over there, I'm over here. We all are good. If you know the name of that bird, please let me know. And the past several hotels I've stayed in lately, to get on the internet is not a big deal anymore. Remember, it was like, oh, you had to do this, that, and the other. Now it's really simple. It's very accessible. And I appreciate that. I just wish, especially when you're at the beach, I wish that it extended onto the beach, because if you try to go live on the beach, it is so choppy and blurry. Very valuable. I remember I asked in a post once, what would you prefer someone to waste, your time or your money? And, quite a few people said they don't want people to waste their money, but I feel like time is something I wouldn't want to have wasted, because you never can get that back. You can always make more money, but you cannot get more time back. That's why it's important to review your day, review your week, and determine, what did you accomplish? What goals did you meet? Setting up your goals, structuring your time, blocking your time, so that every minute does count. I know for me, if I don't block my time, it almost feels like I didn't do anything. I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. But when you have your time blocked, you write down the things that you need to still do, things that you want to do. It gives you more structure. Now, if you're on vacation down by the beach, it doesn't matter. All I know is this is what's on the schedule. Hanging out on the beach, period. And I know you have to eat in between all that, but that's where it's at for me. I don't have to plan any excursions, no shopping sprees, none of that. Just enjoying the beach. A lot of the cars are starting to leave, and I think it's because they said high tide is at 4, and they probably want to clear the cars out before the tide comes up too far. As you can see, because earlier it was so many more cars than this. Even this group, they were in a semicircle, they are starting to back up too. Brown girl Bella is in the building. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. Yes, it is a great looking beach. It's an interesting beach. Lots of moving pieces. It's so good to see you. How are you? Have your name trademarked. That's what's up. That is awesome. Congratulations. All right. Well, I'm glad you stopped by here. Yes, you are welcome. I've looked into getting mine's trademarked. There's a couple of other Coach Sherry's out there that I might have to give a few dollars to because they're not doing anything with it. That's awesome. Sundays are great days is a great day to surf YouTube and, catch up and see what people are doing, drop in, say hello, so you can stay on the top of people's mind. So I appreciate you for stopping through. I have to come over to see some of what you're doing with your color palettes and such. You do a great job with your makeup. I'm here for a wedding. It was yesterday, and the bride, I grew up with her in Teaneck, and she married her neighbor that lived across the street when we were growing up, and they never ever dated. But I've known her. We've been dear friends since we were 9, and yesterday was the first time I've ever seen her with makeup on, and I was like, oh my goodness! Like, you wait till we're 55 for me to see you with a full face. I mean, even at the prom, I think she just wore some lip gloss. I'm pretty minimalist as well when it comes to makeup. I'm actually on the fence on whether or not I'm going to cut back on my eyeliner. I've been wearing my eyeliner the same way since high school. It's so wild. So wild. And then RX Nails, I love seeing what she does with nails, the designs and such. And I never do designs. I just keep the same neutral color on my nails. My nail technician is always trying to have me do something different, but I've been wearing neutral, and I found the perfect neutral since the 90s, so since the 1900s. So you're saying that you just finished a look for Sunday Sips? people do, they wait for special events to wear their full makeup. You're right. So when I was a lot younger, and my face has changed so much. That's with the aging process, I suppose. I'm terrible with my skin. Maybe if you have a brown girl Bella, if you have a video on skincare for women of a certain age and a certain hue, that would be great. But I have a lot of freckles, and so for me to cover them, it would take a lot. And I don't really. Some wrinkles. I have like a couple of wrinkles on my forehead, which is one of the reasons why I always wear a bang. And I'm starting to get one of those freckles by my mouth. Like a smile line freckle. I mean, not freckle line, but my eyelids have changed. They're becoming more hooded. But back in the day, I used to always put on dark charcoal eyeshadow, like a smoky eye, and then I would put on the top, a color, maybe like a reddish or a pink or something, and a little bit of white on the inner part of the eye, and that was my we going out look. We're going to an event or whatever. But now with my lids being kind of hooded and also low key, I think they have wrinkles on them or I'm not going to call them wrinkles, but lines. It's just not I don't know, it's not working. And I don't do any kind of skincare. The only thing I do is take a washcloth and wash my face. I use Vaseline to take my mascara and eyeliner off. Even me putting on mascara, I'm finding I need to get one of those applicators. You know how you put it on your eyelid and then you put the mascara on so the mascara doesn't get on your eyelid? It's like a piece of cardboard or plastic, and you just put it on your eyelid so that the mascara doesn't get on it. Because when I put mascara on, I almost don't need eyeliner because the mascara is all up on my eyelid. Like what's going on? That never happened before. And then whatever lotion, like body butter or whatever I'm using on my body, whatever's left over is what I put on my face. I don't use anything. And I know I need to start doing some kind of skin regimen for sure. Okay. So you just started getting back into nails. So my daughters, they do their own nails. Press-on nails is a situation now. They have them looking really good, and when they use the press-on nails, you would swear they're putting on SNS or what's the other, gel nails or whatever, because they go through the whole process. They have the light that they use. They really take their time to put the press-on nails on, and they look so good. But I still go. I get SNS done to my nails, and I also with the SNS I get gel top coat because I find that it makes it last longer. For some reason with SNS, they're strong, but they're also delicate at the same time. So if you tap your finger just right, it'll crack. It won't break, but it'll crack. So I find with the gel top coat, it lasts a lot longer, and that does not happen. All right, Brown Girl Bella, I think there was I don't know if it was you, it was someone that had recommended this particular skin line. I wish I could remember the name of it. I know it when I see it, and I went to Nordstrom's to buy it. I know you could probably get it from Ulta and Sephora and stuff like that. Goodness, if someone knows what kind of birds those are, it looks like a dinosaur. Look at them. Man, I wish I could remember the name of it. But it was a whole regimen. It was a whole skin regimen. I was able to get the sample sizes just to try it out. I think one of the reasons why I don't do a lot with my skin is because growing up, my mother had a sister who actually is your soror, Brown Girl Bella, and she passed away. She was my Aunt Sarah. And Aunt Sarah, she actually worked in New York. She was a deputy director for the city for, I want to say for the elder. I forget what the program was, but she was like over, kind of like not elder care, but she worked for the city of New York, whatever it was dealing with senior citizens. But at any rate, she was into buying a lot of things, clothes, jewelry, skincare, just a lot of things. And so when I was a teenager, she used to always give me skincare regimens, and they would be very expensive. And sometimes it don't matter, if it costs a lot of money, doesn't mean it's going to be good for your skin. And so every single time I would use it, just look at this bird. Please tell me, what in the plane is that? So every time I would use it, anything that she would buy me, because I really would be excited. I'm like, yeah, I want my skin to be glowing and whatever. And I never really had pimples or anything, but I always felt like I could improve it. I would break out so bad. I would break out so bad. And then I had a great aunt in Virginia, my Aunt Hannah, and she used to use Noxzema. And I love the way Noxzema smells. I don't even know, do they still sell Noxzema? But she used Noxzema to clean her face. And that's like a cold cream. And so when I would be be there down south to visit her, I would use some of her Noxzema and break out so bad. And so I think that's why, now that I'm older, I don't get into a lot because I'm so scared I'm going to break out. But I haven't really, even with the other product, I can't recall the name that I was mentioning to you. I never broke out with it. It had about 3 steps to it, with a toner and a moisturizer, a cleanser, toner, moisturizer. So I think I need to probably do something, because as your skin ages too, and you just have to take care of it just like you do everything else. You have hooded eyes? Yeah. I don't even have to blink. I don't even know what's going on. I look, and it'll be a whole line. It looks like, but the thing is, it'd be perfect if the line was actually on the line, the eye line. It's a little bit above it, so it looks like I messed up. And I'm like, so I always have to have a Q-tip, and then I sometimes will get Vaseline a little bit on it so I can get it, rub it off. But then when I do that, now the mascara is getting clumped up, and this is a lot. Yeah. She does her own nails. The young girls are doing their nails. They're doing a great job. RX Nails, she's based out of Louisiana, and she has clientele, and she does some beautiful nails. And how she does them on herself, I will never know. You know what she does? She does she doesn't do this all the time, but I've seen her do it. It's a red bottom nail. So the top will be a different color, whatever color you want. But underneath, she paints it red, like a red bottom shoe. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. You baby your face. I know, I can tell. That's why it's so beautiful. Yes. You don't mix too many products. What's your favorite skincare product? Yeah, that line, like if you put on eyeliner and it's just right above or right on the eyelash line. Well, my mascara doesn't go there. When it kind of bleeds up, it's just a little bit above that, but it's perfect. It's an eyeliner. It looks like eyeliner. It's just not on that crease. And I don't know. And it definitely goes up above too. Like you said, when you blink, it goes up on the top. So I always have to wipe it off when I do it. But I do know they have that tool that you can put on your eyelid when you put your mascara on, so it doesn't do that. So I need to get one of those. Yeah, gel nails do well. And that's the thing, I don't add anything to my nails. I don't do whatever, listen, whatever length my nail is, that's what we're rocking with. But I always have to cut them down when I get them redone. Because I usually go about, I push it. I actually push it, but that's the good thing about having a nude color is that you can push it because it looks so natural. 2 minutes? I know. That's so wild. You gotta get with your niece. I bet you she will tell you, listen, Auntie, I can. Those will last you about a good week, week and a half. Because it's a process. It's not just putting the glue that comes with it on. I mean, they do a whole situation, and it looks just like they went to the salon. It looks really good. And that's why I think if I was doing nails, if I was a nail technician or, owned a nail salon, I would make sets of nails and sell them. I would design them and do all that for people. Just like how people would do for a wig, they make wigs, hairstylists. I would make nails and sell sets of them, custom nails. I would love to have some custom nails because everyone's nail beds are different. So, like, measure my nail beds, make them exactly how that is, and just make me some sets. That would be, a nail technician should do that. Customize nails, not just nails off the shelf, but these are the nails that are for you. This nail will fit on your ring finger perfectly. This nail will fit on your thumb perfectly. Right? Boom it. I would do that. It would take some time, but not really. They need to get like a mannequin hand for the nails so that you can maybe Velcro it on while you design, put the designs, and I would have designs from every holiday, Valentine's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, seasons, color schemes, color themes, all of that. I think that would be a dope idea. I bet you someone's doing it, I just don't know. Sometimes I think of things and it's not even original. Somebody's already doing it. I mean, I know that they have a ton of different press-on nails. That's what I'm saying. My daughters, they order them all the time. And they are beautiful shades. You can find any shade, any design, whatever. But imagine if those same nails were custom to your particular nail bed. A perfect fit every time. You don't even have to really do any type of filing for it. You just put it on because it fits perfectly. I think people will buy those. And you just go in once to get measured and sized up, and they stack them in a tray according to the finger. Like, these are all for the pinky, these are all for the ring finger, the pointer finger. Okay, what color do you usually get? Do you get colors or do you do nudes as well? I'm trying to show, let me see. I don't know if you can see mine. This is the color I get. Was it blurry? Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's my color. I love that color because let me tell you, I know I push the envelope with it all the time. I usually go about 3 to 4 weeks. But you can't tell when it's growing out because it's the same color as my real nail underneath. So you really can't tell. I love it. And like I said, they're always trying to tell me, oh, Sherry, you need to, well, you should try this. No, I'm good. Like, y'all should be good too. That I know what color I want. When I walk in, they're always like, what, you know what color you want? Yes, 18. I want number 18. That's it. I don't even know the name of it. I need to know the name of it. So if I go someplace else, but I usually always find, it doesn't even matter if I go somewhere else, just a nude. I'm just always looking at the nude palettes, always. Because it goes with everything. To me, it's classy, it's elegant, it's timeless, it's no fuss. I don't get tired of it, because if I had a color, I'd probably get tired of it. Now, I go crazy on my toes now. That's where the party happens. All different colors on that, but my nails, I got my nails done before this time, I did let them put some glitter on the ring finger, but that's not my style at all. I mean, I dealt with it for 3 weeks because I got it done, but I said I won't let them talk me into that again. That was just too much for me. I like it on other people though. I love it. That's what I tell RX Nails all the time. I'm like, I love your nails. She does a phenomenal job, and I love to admire, other people's nails, but just not for me. That's not for me, and that's okay. Okay, so the water was, it had those dark spots, and I don't know, it wasn't a shadow or anything, but now, as you can see, it's all green now. That's interesting. Okay, the French. Yeah, the French manicure with the pink hue to it, those are really nice. Those are nice. Wow, the cars are really clearing out. That. Oh, especially down here. My goodness. French manicures are very elegant and timeless as well. And I love that they have different methods of doing the white tip. It's not just on the tip, it can be on the tip and on the side. It can be kind of going to a point if you get the more stiletto kind of shape or oval shape. I love it. Again, on other people, I try to stay basic, but not basic to me. I wonder if someone alerts them that they have to go, or when they come on, they are told, okay, you can only stay until X amount of time. Maybe they have a 2 hour time frame or 3 hours that they can stay. Nothing too wild on your hands. Yep. Some people do, of course, the nail art, but they are putting jewels on it. I saw a content creator, she had ordered some different types of applique to put on her nails, and she was taking it with her to the nail salon because she knew they probably wouldn't have the types of things she wanted. She didn't show that after, but she was doing an unboxing, and I was like, wow, I bet that's going to be really nice. See, I would just be like, knowing me, I would do something, and then, the next minute I look and the things are off my nails, and I'm wondering, where did they go? Especially if I'm eating. Did it fall in the food? What happened? Am I going to choke? But I guess when you have them on, you don't go all up and stuff and do all kind of things. You're not kneading any dough or anything. Right? And then you're so limited. Like, man, I got things to do. I can't even do my own hair because I got these nails with all this stuff on it. There's other things I can't do because I got all this stuff on it. Things get all caught up in it. You think you cleaned it, but they really didn't. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. I'll just admire it on other people. I'm gonna get ready to go so we can go and get some seafood. Being at the ocean, that's all I want. I really want to find a restaurant on the water so I can look that I love things that have different layers that are really interesting, things you wouldn't think to put together. I wish I knew exactly. See, look, you don't go to the beach to be that close to a vehicle. Mm-mm. But that's what everybody's used to here. So when in Rome, you know. But there was a what was it? It was a bread pudding, but it had all kinds of things in it. I know. Me too, brown girl Bella. The really long nails. And so my nails always grow out because, again, I have them in for like 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm always like, cut it down. Like as much new growth you see, that's how much you need to cut it down. Because I just really like it just a little bit over my fingertip. Anything longer than that, it's hard to maneuver. It's hard to hold a pin. You don't even hold the pin right. It's hard to zipper things. You get your fingernail caught in that zipper for sure. It's hard. I mean, you could part your hair now because you just take the nail and just go to work. But it's just too much. The way you have to put toilet paper, it's just a lot. No, no, it's a lot. I mean, this stuff gets caught underneath a lot. That's not good. They weren't stilettos, but I've had an oval shape before. But to have an oval shape, you have to let your nails grow out, and that's fine. But again, I keep my nails on for 3 to 4 weeks, so if they're already starting out kind of long, that means by the end of the time that I'm going to keep them, they're going to be even longer. And so when I did that, that's why it was only once. I said, I can't do this again. It's not a good investment because I found myself going back after almost 2 weeks. So it didn't last me as long as they typically do. And it's so funny. There was this other salon I used to go to, and it was really, really nice. Oh my goodness, so nice. And they started taking not reservations, but appointment only. And so that's fine, and I get it. But for me, for my nails, I don't always know when I have time to get them. I just really want to pop in. I'm cognizant of the time that they're going to close, so I'm not going to go too close to that. But I don't always know, and so when I go, I just want to get them done. And so they were very familiar with me, but they just kept saying, "Oh, you have to have an appointment. We want to make an appointment for tomorrow." And I'm like, I know, because I don't know when would be a good time for tomorrow. So I stopped going to them, and now they send me all these text messages. Hey, we haven't seen you in a long time. We got this discount. We're gonna give you this, that, and the other. You can get that and that. And I'm just like, no, because that's what happens. You try to be so ultra exclusive. There's a lot of nail salons out here. I get it. We want to have exclusiveness to our business, absolutely. But when you know people and they have been tried and true regular schmegglers coming to you all the time, you don't just turn them away. You look around, you say, you know what? Because I'm looking. When I go in there, it's no one, like there's people there that could do my nails. But they're like, oh no, you have to have an appointment. What? No. Guess what? I'm going next door. I'm going down the street then. And that's what typically would happen. If you had someone to customize your press-on nails, you could always have the perfect length, always, because they'll know, like, okay, you like to rock this length, so I'm gonna customize your nails to be like this. Maybe when you are going to a conference or a convention or doing something special, going to an event, a black tie affair or whatever, you may at that point want to go a little longer. So these are going to be I got a special thing to do nails. But they all fit your fingernails perfectly. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yes, your hairdresser taking liberties. They get sometimes. You're right, Brown Girl Bella. Sometimes when you're getting a service like from your hair salon, your nails or whatever, and they know you and you know them, you get to know their family. They get to know your family. It becomes real cool. They start to be like, I'll be right back. Oh, I have to pick up my daughter. I'll be right back. What? 2 hours later? Oh, do you mind? I'm going to fit her in. I'm still going to be able to get you out on time, though. But wait. Hold on. I got things to do. Oh, yeah, no. We're not going to do the deep conditioner this week. Well, but why are you paying me like we did do the deep conditioner this week? No, I'm not going to put the oil on your cuticles. What? You forgot the oil on my cuticles. Oh yeah, me so sorry. What? Please, I need you to service me like this is the first time. Like you're trying to, have me as a client. I'm 5 minutes behind. I'll be right there. You get those text messages, Brown Girl Bella? Oh, I'll be right out. I'm just eating my lunch. I'm finishing the last bit of my lunch up. It's 3 o'clock though. My appointment was at 2:30, and I've been here since 2:30. And you just came in with your lunch. Yeah, I can take you. If you come around 8, I'll be able to do you then. Okay, you get there at 7:45, but they don't get there till 9. What? You said 8. If you meant 9, I could have done something else and then still been here at 9. I got things to do too. That's one thing I learned in my parents' business. They ain't played with time, with nobody's time, with no customer, client's time, never. They were always on time. If they had to hire somebody extra to do something extra to make sure things were done on time, they would do that. And that's how I am. A lot of people don't work with a sense of urgency. A lot of people don't work with, oh, I'm not the only thing on their schedule for today. A lot of people don't honor due dates. They always want to extend. You tell them a date and they be like, all right, yeah, I got that. And then they didn't even start on the due date. Or they may start it on the due date. She's never been on time. And it'd be the ones that can do hair the best. Oh my goodness. And you think about it like, dang, when I get up from that chair, my hair is laid. But you missed your event because she wasn't on time. Now you late. See? She told you she didn't have time for that to do your flat iron, which is a service. That's like, yeah. I'm telling you, when you have long, thick hair, they look at you different. They do you different. They do you different. You're like, you know what? What you gonna get done? Okay, yeah, I can fit you in. I can get you at 10. What you want to get done? Because that's what they do. They do hair. So what you want to get done? Yeah, I want to get my hair flat ironed. No, I don't have time for that. I can't do that. Nah, if you want to, I can do a slick back ponytail for you. I'll put all that in the ponytail. We got it. I got you. But I'm not doing no flat iron. Or what if they say, are you going to come with your hair washed? No. No, ma'am, sir, no. Oh my goodness. Right. They want to give you something you could do for yourself. You go in there to get it done like professionally. Let me tell you, I used to go to the Dominican salons to get a blowout and a flat iron. Oh my goodness, they do it so good, and they are fast with it. I don't know how they do the blow dryer. They whip that thing. Sometimes after you get it blow dried, you don't even need to get it flat ironed. wedding, and I was like, oh yeah, my girls, they got it. I'm doing it today. Every last one of them. It was so windy. Even the photographer, because I was in some of the pictures, he was like, all right, so the wind is blowing, can't see your face. We're going to do a count of three. And when I count, I want you to just kind of like move your head to the left so the wind can catch it, and then look back. I don't know what those pictures are going to look like. I'm going to look like Farrah Fawcett, a black Farrah Fawcett. Right. I have never, let me tell you, I've never seen a single in a braided salon ever either. So one time when I was still living in New Jersey, I was taking my niece, well, she's my goddaughter. My goddaughter, just was years ago, like before I even got married, so this was over 30 years ago. So my goddaughter wanted some braids. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take you to get some braids. She went to 125th Street. This is when 125th Street was 125th Street, how it used to be. And I took her. Her mother didn't wash her hair. Huh. And so when I took her, and it was a African braiding shop, they were like, we're not doing this. Like, you're going to have to wash her hair. And I was like, oh shoot, okay, you want me to wash it? They had me wash her hair, hold on. They said, you're gonna have to wash her hair. I was like, okay, you are charging like over $100, I'm just saying. You know, this was back in the 90s, 80s maybe. It might have been it was like the early 90s. So I said, well, like, where can I wash it? Because like you said, there's no washing bowls in there. So they sent me to like a storage room or something. And they gave me some sample size shampoo that you get in the mail, probably. Like L'Oreal type shampoo. That's not even for our hair. I don't even know. And the water didn't even get hot. It was like lukewarm. And you know lukewarm water don't get hair clean. It was the worst shampoo I've ever done. I was sitting back there, oh, this is some bull. I was like, what is going on? And I see Loving Myself as came. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I hope you are too. And I hope your daughter enjoyed her 12th birthday. So I washed her hair to the best of my ability. And they did not have a blow dryer with a comb to it. And and my goddaughter did not have a perm in her hair. Oh, I just kept apologizing. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because at some point you could turn back. You could be like, you know what? Never mind. But once the water hits your head, you can't turn back. You gotta just go. You just gotta go with it. So I did. But they did braid her hair really well. It came out really, really good. I was just like, listen. Next time I told her mother, next time I take her to get her hair braided, you have to make sure her hair is washed. Because I thought it was. I mean, why would I ask that question? I'm taking, I guess she probably said, well, it's going to be at a salon, so, Oh, okay, it's this Saturday coming up. Okay. All right, well, I know she's going to have a good time. Are you planning anything special? She's going to be a preteen. I remember that 12-year-olds call themselves preteens. They want to be teenagers so bad. Okay, so here's the birds. What kind of bird is that? It looks like it should have some passengers on it. Maybe it needs to go and pick up the people that they didn't miss their flight, but whose flight was delayed, to take them back. Those birds are huge. Yeah, they do not have washing bowls in those braided salons. That is the craziest thing to me. Okay, I never heard of Wonderworks before. Is that just in your area? college program. They're doing like college prep. Do they take them on college tours, expose them to different colleges and stuff? Okay. I think it's cool when young people start to have birthdays and they're involved in things, and their birthday falls on a day when they are having that activity. Then they can have those friends participate in their birthday too. It's really cool. I remember one year my son, his birthday's September 25th, so that's always football season. Now, when he was younger, before he started playing ball, we used to take him to Disney World every year because that was the best time. I'm telling you, if you have young children, take them to Disney World in September, the end of September. There's nobody there. Everyone's in school. There's no spring break, no fall break. School is in session. It is a wonderful time to go. Oh my goodness. The five of us, we literally could walk holding hands going across. It was wonderful. But when he did start playing football, we would always have the football team, come for his birthday. And so one year, he wanted a kickball party. And there's this place called Latta Preserve or something. They changed the name of it here in Charlotte. Well, there in Charlotte. And it was like they have horses and stuff there. They have a rapture center. They have a lake, trails, walking trails. You can go canoeing. It's a wonderful place. It's on the lake, Mountain Island Lake, and we had the kickball party there. We were able to rent out this field. It had a gazebo with a grill. We grilled hot dogs and hamburgers. I believe we had pizza delivered too. I remember my parents came, and it was really nice. Oh my goodness. We brought the bases for the kickball game, and then they had this four-wheeler, and it had carts behind it that it pulled, and so some of the kids were able to get in there, and they would drive them around the property, and it was a really fun birthday. I mean, the parents, it was like an old school. I felt like it was in the 1970s or 80s. The parents were all hanging out. It was really a nice birthday party. I enjoyed that. A kickball birthday party. Okay, Sky Zone is fun. Okay. Yeah, Sky Zone is fun. There's a lot of really fun indoor places. For my center daughter, for her birthday, because her birthday's in June. It's the end of June, but June it can rain. So you could try to have a birthday party outside if you want to in June, but it might rain. So to eliminate that possibility, we would always have her birthday at this place called Ray's Splash Planet. It was an indoor water park. And again, it was great because it was June. So if the weather was good, everybody's outside at the pool, but because we rented it or whatever, we really would be the only ones and her friends in it. So that always worked out. And our youngest, we would have sleepovers and house parties for her. And also we've done a couple, as she got older, Great Wolf Lodge. Yes, we would do that. There's one here in Charlotte. And I promise you, I don't know if you've ever been, but Great Wolf Lodge is like a cruise that don't go anywhere. It is so much to do in there. Oh my goodness. She had fit. What? Your dog? I was going to ask you how your dog was doing too, Brown Girl Bella. Maybe she sees something. Did you go and check? Open the door? Or look through the peephole? You never know. Dogs, boy, they see some things. They could just bark at a wall and you don't know what's really there. She was going in, huh? Something like 50 dogs. I remember we had a boxer. That was our trial baby before we had kids. And I'm telling you, if you are newlywed and a young couple especially, and you're not used to babies and, or kids or anything like that, and you just got married, I recommend you get a puppy. Because puppies, I'm trying to tell you, If you and your new spouse can handle a puppy together, y'all will do well with a child. So we had a boxer for 4 years before we had our first son, and he was wonderful. Oh my goodness, his name was Dino. We called him Dino, and he didn't bark. We had to tell him to bark. Whenever, if we wanted him to bark, we would say, Dino, who's that? And he would go to all the windows on the first floor and look out. And boxers have a very menacing look. People are afraid of boxers, but they are just little boys in a dog suit. They are the sweetest things. They will not harm anyone. But because a lot of times I would be home alone, especially then, that was when my husband was playing. And, for away games or for football camp and stuff, I would be home by myself. So I would always be like, yeah, no, let me put my dog up. If people would come in, especially when we moved to Charlotte and we had gotten a new house, and there's always contractors coming in doing stuff, whatever. And I would be like, no, let me put him up because he's like that. Meanwhile, if they would have came in, my dog would have been all over them, trying to bring them his toys to play. But I never wanted them to get comfortable with him. I wanted them to always think, oh yeah, no, they got a big dog. Don't bother them. So, but he, especially if I was home by myself, if I heard something, I'd be like, Dino, who's that? And he'd run and he would open the blinds or open the curtain or whatever. And when we lived in New Orleans, our windows went almost to the ground. They looked like sliding glass doors, really. But he would just sit in the window looking like a statue, scare people to death when they would come to the door. Because then when I would say, who's that? He'd start to bark, and his bark was so deep and husky and sound like a man trying to bark. Like, his bark was scary. It sounded like an echo. That's how deep it was. And he was a great dog. But he definitely taught us teamwork. Everybody, one person can't do everything. And that's how it is even with being a parent. One person should not do everything for the child. And I really appreciated that experience. For sure. Wow, so the water is really coming up. They told me 4 o'clock. It's 4:30. Oh, she's going to be 11. Okay. Okay, so you have them spaced out. Okay, so the one that's Saturday is going to be 12. Then you have one that's going to be 11, and then you have a 25-year-old. Okay. So when they're gonna enjoy each other. I mean, it's a bigger age difference because they're 15, like 12 and 15 years apart. But when your daughters all get to be 21, they'll all be grown at the same time, and that's when that sisterhood is really gonna come out because the other one will be in her 30s, or maybe, yeah, in her 30s still. So that's good. What in the bird close to me? My brothers are 8 and 9 years older than me, and I just remember I always knew they were my brothers. They were home with me for a little bit until I was in elementary school. While I was in elementary school, but I remember when I turned 20 and they were 28 and 29, I was like, look, we all grown now. A couple of times I would see one of them at a club that I would be at or whatever. I don't know if you should have been there or maybe I shouldn't have been there. I don't know, but at some point you all are grown, and once you're grown, everybody's grown. It is what it is. It don't matter what the age difference is. That's why, especially with women, I see this more with women, where you'll have women friends that range in all the age groups. Men, it seems like when they have friends that are different ages, especially if they're younger, they're not their friend, they're their mentor. But women, we embrace you. You grown. You doing grown women things. I don't care if you 20 years younger than me. You grown. But men is like, young chap, young buck, But I think men need to embrace it too. Like, yeah, we all grown though. You a grown man. Oh, so do you have 2 now? I know you had the 1. So do you have 2, or is it? Oh wait, you lost the first one. I kind of feel like I remember you doing a video on that a while ago. there's so many dogs now that are mixed with a Maltese or with a poodle. Someone just told me he has what kind of dog is it? It's a poodle and a, like or some type of sheep dog or something. And I was like, what? And listen, you don't hear this anymore. But remember growing up? Oh wait, hold on. Because I remember, yes, okay, I remember that. All right. Yeah. So how old is the new Maltese that you have? So back in the day, when they had mixed breeds, they had crossbreed dogs, yeah. But you know what we used to call them? We used to call them mutts. We used to call them mutts. It could be a poodle mixed with a Great Dane, whatever. It's a mutt. But I remember my dog when I was growing up. His name was Sharky, and he was a beagle. What was he? A beagle terrier mix. And people used to always be like, Sherry, he's a mutt. Why do you do that? Why do you call him a beagle terrier? Because that's what he is. He's mixed with a beagle and a terrier. See, now he would be a boutique dog. People would, they would respect that. They would be good with that. Oh, she turned 2 last November, so she's still a puppy. Is she a lot different than the first one? And are they from the same breeder? But yeah, I used to always they would say, what kind of dog is he? I said, oh, he's a terrier beagle. They would be like, a mutt? No, a terrier beagle. So I'm trying to think, when did the mixed breeds become a thing? Where you could say, oh, he's a poodle-gadoodle, like a labradoodle or whatever. I said a poodle-gadoodle. A labradoodle, no, that's a Labrador and a poodle. That's a mutt. But no, they have these new breeds that they're putting together now. And I remember it was German Shepherd and Doberman Pinscher. That's all you saw, a King. That's what they would be called, King. All their names was King or Killer, and you would be petrified of those 2 dogs. Then you started seeing Rottweilers. Rottweilers started coming out in the late 80s, and then you started seeing, I guess you saw pit bulls, but we didn't really call them pit bulls back then. We called them terriers. And then you started seeing, I guess some boxers. Boxers been out though. You start seeing all these other dogs coming out. I remember the little poodles. I had a friend that had she had a toy poodle. Yeah, she had a little toy poodle. The dogs were something else. Oh, really? I wonder why. Maybe is it a different mother or a different father, brown grandmother? There's a content creator, I can't recall his name, but he has 3 Dobermans, and one of the puppy is the son of one of them, and the father is the nicest dog. Like, I would love to meet that Doberman. Oh my goodness, he seems like a very nice dog. And the other one is like I guess his brother, or not his brother, but I don't think they came from the same line. He is off the chain. His name is Bear. And then the puppy again is the other one's son. And he looks just like his father. Like he's called Junior. His name is Junior. But his personality is like his father, but he has some of his uncle's ways, and it is just hilarious. I'm telling you, dogs are something else. They really are. They have such personalities. I love them. Oh my goodness. I do. Ooh, y'all, I'm gonna get ready to go. My camera is like, the battery's on red. So in lieu of just cutting off for no reason, I'm going to sign out. But you said yes, Brooklyn was born in Texas and Dream was born in New England. They are like children. Those are child babies. Fur babies, absolutely. But y'all, I enjoyed hanging out with you all today. this beautiful ocean with me and rocking with me and supporting the channel. I love all of you. And listen, for those of you that are in here that are maybe looking at this on replay, check out the people that were in this chat because they are real great content creators. We have Brown Girl Bella that was in the building rocking with me. Loving Myself is a new content creator. She has a few things out. She's putting her toe in the water, doing a good job. We had, let me see, let me go up, because you forget sometimes. I don't want to forget. I enjoyed our conversation, Brown Girl Bella. I did. TWP Popcorn, very, very supportive. Butter Roll Boutique is a dope content creator. Over 50 and Fantabulous is a great supporter. Wonderful content as well. Please be sure to check them all out. Sassy was here. Then we had some other people that dropped in that were new to me, and I appreciate you for stopping through as well. I hope that you found value in my content. We'll come back and check out more. All right, everyone, please continue to stay safe. And remember, practice every day. Practice so hard because when you get into play, I definitely want you all to play and win. All right, take